Everyone said I was the luckiest woman alive. But 2 weeks after my wedding, I realized I had married a stranger. Her name was Emily Carter, 32 years old. She was raised by a single mother who taught her two things: work hard, love deeply. Emily wasn't rich, but she had a heart that never quit. She worked as a nurse, steady, kind, and calm, the kind of person who stayed late after every shift just to comfort one last patient. That's where she met Ryan Mitchell, a charming financial consultant from Boston. He was confident, handsome, from a powerful family. Everyone in his circle treated him like royalty. Ryan swept Emily off her feet. Flowers, dinners, promises of forever. When he proposed, Emily cried. Everyone said she was lucky, and for a while, it felt like she was. But dreams have cracks you don't see until the light fades. Their honeymoon was supposed to be magical, a cabin near Lake Tahoe, 200 miles away. Instead, it began with silence. Ryan barely spoke on the drive there. His hands clenched the steering wheel. His jaw tight. His eyes distant. When Emily reached for his arm, he pushed it away. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Ryan, what's wrong?" she whispered. "Nothing," he said flatly. "Just tired." But it wasn't tiredness. It was something colder. Something that drained the warmth out of the air. At the cabin, he turned on the TV and ignored her for days. He slept on the couch, saying he needed space. Emily spent her honeymoon in silence, wondering what she'd done wrong. When she reached out again, he snapped. "Stop asking questions, Emily. You're suffocating me." Her heart broke a little that night. Emily tried to stay strong. She smiled when they passed other couples laughing in the lobby, but at night she cried quietly into her pillow. "Did I do something wrong?" she whispered. "Did I say something?" The man she had married looked at her now like a stranger. She told herself, he's stressed. Maybe it's work. Maybe marriage scared him. But deep down, something else whispered, this isn't love. When they returned home, Ryan was suddenly cheerful again. He laughed with his friends. Talked about work. To everyone else, he was the perfect husband. But behind closed doors, the mask came off. He criticized her cooking, mocked her job, told her no one else would ever want her. When she shared her ideas, he rolled his eyes. "You wouldn't understand." He'd sneer. He stopped letting her visit her mother. He said she was a bad influence. At work, Emily began hiding the bruises of words, not fists. The kind that don't show, but scar deeper. Then came the manipulation. "You're lucky I'm with you. Without me, you're nothing." And the scariest part? She started believing it. Soon Ryan blamed her for everything. If dinner was late, her fault. If he came home angry, her fault. If he ignored her, she was too emotional. And when she cried, he smirked. "You're crazy, Emily. You imagine things." That's when she began to doubt her own mind. 3 years went by. 3 years of silent dinners, broken promises, and fake smiles. They had 2 children, a boy and a girl, the only light in her world. But even that light dimmed when Ryan began twisting their hearts too. He told them lies, that their mother was unstable, forgetful, dramatic. He told them she didn't love them enough. And slowly, they began to believe him. Neighbors saw a perfect family. Behind closed doors, Emily was breaking. The truth came out the day she found his messages, love notes, from another woman. When she confronted him, he smirked. "You were just practice," he said. "Now I know what I actually want." Emily filed for divorce. But Ryan's family had money, connections, influence. He hired the best lawyers in Boston. He spread lies, that she was unstable and neglectful. When the judge ruled, Emily's world shattered. Ryan got full custody of their children. She lost her home, her savings, everything. Outside the courthouse, he smiled and whispered, "I told you, no one will ever believe you." Emily moved into a tiny apartment on the edge of town. She worked double shifts at a diner just to pay rent. Every night she stared at her kids' pictures, praying they'd remember her one day. But Ryan's poison ran deep. He told them she didn't care. He bought them toys, vacations, attention, to erase her memory. And for years it worked. But life has a way of turning pain into purpose. Emily decided she wouldn't be a victim anymore. She enrolled in night school, studying psychology. She worked, studied, healed. It took years, but she graduated with honors. Then she opened her own counseling practice, helping women escape emotional abuse. That's where she met Michael Turner, a widowed architect with kind eyes and a quiet soul. He saw her, not her scars, not her past. Her. For the first time, someone looked at Emily and saw strength, not weakness. They married 2 years later. He took her to concerts, charity events, and spontaneous weekend trips. He told her, "You're my peace, Emily. My home." Meanwhile, Ryan remarried. His new wife, a glamorous socialite, seemed perfect. Until the money dried up. Until she realized Ryan wasn't charming, he was controlling. When his father died, the family trust was frozen. Then came the lawsuits, the debt. The IRS. His new wife took everything, the house, the car, the savings, and left him. Ryan Mitchell, once the golden boy, was broke. Alone. Forgotten. One night, Emily was invited to a charity gala in New York. Her counseling foundation was being honored. She stepped out of a car in a navy dress, hand in hand with Michael. Across the street stood Ryan, wearing a worn shirt, holding a newspaper. He froze. He hadn't seen her in years. Their eyes met. He looked like a ghost, a man haunted by his own choices. Emily just smiled softly. Not out of spite, but peace. She had moved on. Months later, there was a knock on her door. 2 young adults stood there, her children. They had discovered everything. The lies. The manipulation. The court documents that showed what their father did. Tears filled their eyes. "Mom," her son whispered, "we're so sorry. We see it now." Emily pulled them close. Years of pain melted into one long, silent embrace. She lost everything, her home, her children, her name. But she never lost her soul. And that's something no one can take. Because karma doesn't miss. It just waits. If you or someone you love is living in silence, speak up. Love should never hurt, control, or isolate. Share Emily's story, and remind someone they're not alone.